The breeze blows Pinellia drives the evaluations, Li Guangji remarked on Zhao Liying, and communicated the crowd's desires in a single sentence. After the province party council compound featuring Hu Jianwu effectively set off, the notoriety and appraisals of this show arrived at the top once more, turning into the most examined show, straightforwardly unbelievable, some great works that are as of now on the air. Albeit just 4 episodes were broadcasted, the crowd gave various assessments, which can be supposed to be blended and questionable. Simultaneously, the ongoing gathering representation showed The Breeze Blows Pinellia actually keeps areas of strength for and is supposed to turn into a surprisingly strong contender dramatization this year. This show presents the battle deeds of the young gathering in a sensible manner. The show conveys a lot of positive worth, and it is an uncommon and great dramatization in the present. Up to now, Wind Blowing Pinellia has kept a high evaluating of 8.4 places, and many individuals believe that this score is excessively low, and it's anything but a distortion to give 9 focuses. For sure, among the many film and TV works, the justification for why this show has high prominence and appraisals is because of the great story and the clear translation of the entertainers, telling the crowd the embodiment of the 90-year period. This show places its point of view on the steel business during the 1990s. It appears to be definitely less alluring than antiquated mannequin and current shows, yet the substance introduced by the creation group is exceptionally great, and there are numerous rousing plots drawn in additional watchers. Wind Blowing Pinellia was fruitful in projecting. Zhao Liying assumed the part of the champion. Her acting abilities are strong and fragile, and she can precisely decipher the character's character qualities. At the point when the appraisals of this show kept on driving, Li Guangji remarked on Zhao Liying. In spite of the fact that he didn't specify acting abilities, he communicated the crowd's yearnings in a single sentence. Reasonable topics make people feel great inside. Zhao Liying played Su Bangsha alive. After a portion of the persistent transmission, The Breeze Blows Pinellia has kept an exceptionally impressive point, or at least, the informal exchange is truly steady. Based on a huge number of remarks, the crowd is very happy with the energetic plot, practical story and the exhibition of the entertainers, and gave a high assessment. All things considered, what this show handles well is that it keeps a lively cadence, making the crowd more agreeable while watching it. Despite the fact that there are some highs and lows and close-to-home difficulties about the hero in the show, they all utilization it is introduced individually in the approach to dampening things quietly, that is to say, focusing harder on subtleties. In spite of the fact that it is a sensible dramatization, showing an improved effect is difficult. In the first work, Su Bangsha is solid and aggressive, and even has some hand-to-hand fighting. After the change of the creation group, Su Bangsha is a more 3-layered plan. She has her own fantasies, determination and boldness in getting things done, and the constancy to confront misfortunes and push ahead. What's more, Zhao Liying's translation of this job straightforwardly offered the crowd a go-ahead, which can be supposed to be a fruitful leap forward. The head of the play brought up in a selective meeting that playing Su Bangsha was comparable to leaping out of the safe place for Zhao Liying. She had never encountered that period, and she didn't have any idea or figure out the situation with the characters around then. I as of now have the state of a person in my heart. This structure not just incorporates the outside picture and the individual personality and emanation that should be visible initially, yet more critically, the internal feelings. Zhao Liying's control is extremely exact. Despite the fact that she is somewhat slender, under the terrific story, she upholds the story with a major heart, and furthermore shows full strain, which stimulates compassion from the crowd. Zhao Liying played Su Bangsha alive, which is the agreement of numerous crowds. It is easy to see from certain subtleties in the play that her acting abilities are turning out to be increasingly sensitive. Numerous scenes will make the crowd contemplate themselves, and the rousing components are extremely clear. As a rule, Zhao Liying added an excessive number of focuses to the show The Breeze Blows Pinellia, and she has full stamps for her capacity to convey the show. Zhao Liying is proficient and devoted, and she enters the job rapidly. Not just the chief gave Zhao Liying an exceptionally high assessment, yet Li Guangji, a strong Mesozoic entertainer with her accomplice, communicated the crowd's desires in only 2 sentences, and her assessment of her was extremely exact. Li Guangji said that this is the initial time he and Zhao Liying have coordinated, and he was a little stressed over whether he could improve the story, yet after the collaboration, his questions have been totally dissipated. While discussing Zhao Liying's acting abilities, he was very sincere in pointing out that it was the first time he had worked with Ms. Zhao Liying and he had a very good feeling about this collaboration. She is a particularly professional and dedicated actress who gets into her role very quickly and expresses the emotional intensity of her character with a particularly high degree of intensity. In a few short sentences, the word acting is not mentioned at all, but Li Guangji is very positive about Zhao Liying's acting skills. Professional and dedicated, Zhao Liying also proves her business ability with the role of Su Hengxia. There are so many redeeming features in the play, which are intrinsic to her merit. For example, there is a scene in the play where Su Hengxia's mood is already written on her face when she learns that Tong Primrose has gone so far as to dump waste oil in order to take over the land at the beach, causing environmental pollution. After meeting Tong Primrose, she couldn't help but head and scold him, and the audience looked pained. After Tong Primrose rides off, her tears flow straight down her face. This section is very well handled. You can see Zhao Liying's emotional outburst in a split second, her anger, grumbling and aggression all venting on Tong Primrose, but seeing her best friend leave, her sadness all turns into teardrops again. There is no hissing or ranting, the tear is the best acting, silent. Overall, Zhao Liying's 85 Flowers makes Su Hengxia more vivid with her acting skills, and also makes the whole drama more exciting. With its light-hearted plot and thought-provoking philosophy of life and inspirational story, The Wind Blows Half Summer is still worth watching. 02. Wang Yibo. In the midst of everyone's danger, self-discipline is his last bottom line. The entertainment circle recently big melon frequently, and the storm thunder protects ripe. There should tax not tax, there should not sleep, there should fight not fight, there should not earn, a time, everyone trembles, everyone is at risk. The first thing you need to do is to get a good idea of what you are getting into. If you ask Wang Yibo why he is so calm and relaxed, I think he has a magic weapon, which is self-discipline. The key word is, to be law-abiding and self-restrained. The key word is, to do all of the above without supervision and with autonomy alone. Self-discipline begins with a clear self-awareness. The reason why self-awareness comes first is that it is a prerequisite for self-discipline, to know who I am, what I want to do and what my purpose is. If you know who you are, you will be in the right position. If you know what I want to do, you will not spare sweat and work hard in silence. If you know what my purpose is, you will overcome all difficulties and persevere. If you know who you are, you will not be confused by flowers and applause, and you will always be humble. If you still know what you are doing, you will set aside the shackles of fame and fortune, and you will always be ready to fight again. If you still remember what your purpose is, you will jump out of the strange circle of fame and run to the starry sea of your ideal. At the age of 13, Wang Yibo was sweating it out in a basement in a foreign country, riding the waves of brutal competition. And today, as the undisputed top star of the entertainment, but automatically remove the glittering halo, the self-cognition is still awake, just like today's Grandma Xiang Lange, sitting in the first row of the C-seat of Wang Yibo little students, top luxury brand plus body, but still cannot stop tucking small hands, picking small trousers, 90 degrees bowed to the seniors. It doesn't matter what other people think you are, what matters is that you think you are that person. Wang Yibo is definitely the firm executor of this saying, not caring about others as well as the outside world's stormy weather, but only persistently sticking to the original heart and not changing. Such a person, in front of and behind the scenes, is always the same, frank and pure, back to the real thing. How can the bad things find him? The second thing about self-discipline is that it is self-imposed pressure. It is to never set a ceiling on one's efforts, but to keep oneself in a state of charge at all times. This sense of urgency will act like a whip, spurring the person forward, not daring to slacken off. This will invariably stimulate one's potential and enhance one's abilities. In the case of street dance, for example, the strength of the two-time champion is already evident to all, so there is no need for Wang Yibo to be there. However, for Wang Yibo, he believes that he still has shortcomings in dance and is not familiar with some dance styles, so as the captain of the group, he willingly follows behind his teammates, one move at a time, to learn in a practical manner. So, after a street dance, Wang Yibo was not only happy that his team had scored a few more points, but also smiled at his newfound dance skills. The main meaning of the phrase "those who are born in sorrow and die in peace and happiness" is that comfort and happiness make people wither and die, while sorrow and disaster make people survive and develop. This unbreakable truth is tailor-made for Wang Yibo. When the quality of his ability has reached a high level, he will not bother to do anything like that. Self-discipline, but also need to self-examination. The so-called gold is not perfect. Always self-reflective people will self-repair on the road to the ditch, are always correct the direction of progress. The first time I saw him, I was a little bit of a jerk, the slightest doubt about his motives. But if someone insisted on raising a fight with me out pig, saying that he hadn't seen Wang Yibo's review letter, Then Miao Miao could only brush it off, not bothering to argue, because the person who raised such a question did not understand Wang Yibo. Our cool guy is famous for his "I can change, but I just won't admit it." So, don't get hung up on the review, we just need to see him face his own shortcomings in a realistic way and let the final result wow our titanium eyes. Such a personal restrain his desires and check his shortcomings, thus making himself. The actual fact is that you can find a lot of people who are not able to get the job done. This is what Zhu Zai, the great scholar of the Northern Song dynasty, and Wang Yangming, the great scholar of the Ming dynasty, said. This is because the degree of self-discipline determines the height of one's life, and all the highest achievements come from self-discipline. That's why Wang Yibo, at 25 years old, is living his life as a 70-year-old man who does what he wants without overstepping the rules.